Good morning, fellow Ambazonians. Shabbat Shalom. Today, na Friday, number 5 day for this number 8 month for the year 2022. My name na Capo Daniel, the Deputy Defense Chief and the spokesman of the Ambazonian Governing Council, aka Sense Pass King, our own countryman. Wanna welcome to our daily podcast, a program where they bring una meaningful information, the truth, fact-based analysis for help we as we work for this journey to our freedom, the independence of Ambazonia. Good citizens of Ambazonia, La République du Cameroon, they don't get their embarrassment for inside the great state of Libyalam as the colonial governor, Okala Bilai, he go install, what and number how many times, the colonial deal for Libyalam. None of the indigenes, the country people them for Libyalam, neither the elites them where they in exile, the traitors and the collaborators, none of them could not attend this ceremony despite the heavy presence of Cameroon occupation terrorist security officers. They could not guarantee the participation of neither the colonial unelected officials as well as the enablers and the collaborators, as all of them sit in their comfort in La République du Cameroon, in Douala and in Yaoundé, claiming to represent their people. The people themselves was missing. None of them came out to welcome or to participate in any shape or form the installation of an alien and colonial official in Libyalam.
To their villages to come back to this city. As you can see, the city has become the city of Menji. The headquarters of Libyalam division has become a ghost town. All the public services are abandoned, vandalized in the butches. So the SZO should pull all the leading forces, the elite, the politicians, the official elected, to come back. The head of state, as I said, created this division to give a platform for development to those people of Libyalam. This pole of development, this instrument should not become now a problem, a worry, a stone in the shoes of the Republic. And the elite too, the politicians, those who are doing politics or occupying functions on behalf of the people of Libyalam, they should come back to assist the administration.
The colonial governor, in his speech, acknowledged the big defeat of La République du Cameroon. He properly stated that those who represent Libyalam in La République du Cameroon are not in Libyalam. Those who are doing politics to claim they are representative of Libyalam are actually not in Libyalam. They are all in La République du Cameroon. Menji, the capital of Libyalam, one of the only villages in Libyalam that have not been liberated, that is full with Cameroon occupation forces, is abandoned according to the colonial governor. This means that the only place with Cameroon terrorist occupation forces have no civilians, while areas under Ambazonian control in the great state of Libyalam, life is thriving, community schools are going on because the Cameroon government is an occupation force. The same Cameroon government that claimed to have come to develop Libyalam have been the one behind burning down of schools, buildings, and driving away our people into Nigeria as refugees. The leader of our War of Liberation, Dr. Cho Lucas Ayeba, in a statement states as follows: Libyalam is a declared free state. As I have stated before, occupation takes control of the land, bring in political administrators to grant legitimacy to that occupation. The aim of the liberation is to eliminate the protection granted administrators and delegitimize the occupation. We have achieved this in many states across Ambazonia, and it's confirmed by the occupier in Libyalam. We must strengthen our defenses to prevent the establishment of the conditions that makes political occupation possible. Our forces in Libyalam, Manu, and Momo have been given firm instructions to keep Libyalam ungovernable by La République du Cameroon. The president of the governing council is stated to address the Ambazonian people coming Saturday. In other issues, the Ambazonian Defense Forces have neutralized one black leg who was responsible to guiding the La République du Cameroon terrorist forces in Batibo during their operation to counter the sunrise operation that was slated to take place in Bamenda. The black leg, who was living in security in upstation in Bamenankwe, who was seen recently dancing and being ferreted by the colonial mayor in Bamenda 1, have been neutralized. He was an indicator to the company commander of La République du Cameroon terrorist occupation forces. He is one of two who have been neutralized. We will have zero tolerance to all blacklegs, spies of La République du Cameroon. If you are providing intelligence or engaging with the Cameroon military, you will be sought after as a priority henceforth. Our citizens are cautioned not to interact, share drinks, eat, welcome, or have friendship with the Cameroon occupation terrorist military. Do not be confused with a blackleg and a enabler. Avoid the Cameroon military wherever you see them. If you talk to them, we want to know. We want to find out if they are engaged with you and you are innocent. Call us to inform us of your interaction with the Cameroon occupation terrorists. If they rent your house, if they live in your hotel, wherever you meet a Cameroon military, keep us updated about their movement and their interaction with you, so that you will not be confused with an enabler and a spy. We will clean our land from all internal enemies, collaborators, and blacklegs. Fellow citizens of Ambazonia, we continue to get input from all our citizens, people of goodwill, patriot across Ambazonia who seeks to advise and make us better every single day. All your inputs and feedbacks are very important to us. They are transmitted to the Ambazonian Governing Council and to the Defense Department for consideration. All opinion counts. We really appreciate. I go on for take this opportunity for to inform our people. Say before this operation sunrise is the one be get the setback we don't get them. The Ambazonian Governing Council either engage with all the factions then for Ambazonia for inform them about our decision for lockdown and our deliberation. We end up for reduce the lockdown from 1 month to 4 days. All of them were consulted. Sometimes we need to repeat these things because La République du Cameroon have a strong communication network and partners and influencers that means their main job is to push for false narrative to seal the impression within the minds of our people that consultation were not met. They were met. All Ambazonian forces on ground zero were informed about this decision. As a matter of fact, some of the forces were even of the opinion that the lockdown should be for 2 months, and the reasons were valid. General Efang, who made the pronunciation of this lockdown, had provided to the Ambazonian people the justification and the thinking behind the lockdown. It was to rejuvenate the spirit of Ambazonia and to send a message to our population that this struggle should not be left in the hands of the military wing. It is a collective struggle. The wrong conception of what a liberation war is all about was also in the focus. No doubt, those who seek to push this false unreasonable, unlogical idea of social media liberation struggle were behind the sabotage or the misconception and the confusion that we have seen in Ambazonia media space. Previously, our people were led to believe that liberation war is on social media alone. We had social media activists who have come up and tell our people why place them cold. We need to make more noise. Why the area cold? Why this area hot? Without any proper strategic, well-studied, articulative measures to lead us from one point to another point towards independence. All the wrong mindset has to be corrected. We have to sanitize Ambazonia media space. We have had people cover-upping for corruption, murder, assassination plans simply by making counter-accusations. We have to sanitize and clean up Ambazonia media space. You have people who have created institution upon institution for the sole purpose of injecting themselves as leaders without capability or any agenda or any roadmap to lead our people. We have to sanitize and bring our people in a rational position. Ambazonian problem are our own self. I remember having the briefing and the transcript from the memo of our discussion with the Ntabekwifon, one of Ambazonian forces in Mezam, in an area where our transit into the sunrise was very, very crucial. The Ntabekwifons were fully briefed. It is surprising that also on some activists, their justification for making pronunciations such as people were not consulted were quoting an official, Master P of the Ntabekwifon, who claims that they were not even aware. Ambazonians are full of hatred, jealousy, and blackmail that would lead us to nowhere. We cannot keep on doing the same thing and expecting a different result. We have to understand that war for independence is not just simply shooting La République du Cameroon here and there and running back to your hiding place and sitting there and waiting that independence will miraculously appear. It takes far more than that. Recognition of what we are fighting for, articulation for what we are fighting for is equally important. And there are criteria that our international partners and the international community would definitely be looking as indicators to see where their solutions will go or whether they will continue forever being silent. The Ambazonian Defense Forces that initiated and is the godfather of self-defense cannot simply focus on doing what everybody else is doing. We need to focus on the big picture. We need to carry the big load. We need to put Ambazonia on the map. That is why our operations are targeted. Our operations are designed to accomplish a political objective for independence. Of course, we do have peripheral forces, barracks, that are also engaged in the block-by-block model. But we must have specialized forces that can carry out high-value target. To La République du Cameroon, our people, they need to understand. Say most of those soldiers, the way would kill them for ground, na just truck pushers, na mainly picking them for farmers, them, poor people, them, where it no really matter. When I see the action where the Sokadef soldier then carry them out for Kumba, where then take out a colonel, a high-value target. Now only that one soldier, he die. For the all La République, it close to 98, according to our counting soldier, the way they ran lost some for Ambazonia within the past 4 weeks. The counts not only they die for that one colonel, we die. We need to be able to target high-value target. That is how we targeted Lele Afrique himself. That is how we are going to hit La République where it hurts the most. Every effort is appreciated and every effort is needed. But above all, the nationalism, the nationalist approach will be the ultimate one that will lead us to freedom, just as the prophet General Mba Ivor had prophesied. Imagine the general who called himself General Bitakola sitting on the television screen, coming out to make announcement, who is an AMF general, sitting there in Meme. The leadership of AMF we all know are in Kondengi. St. Michael, who have been playing the same role, they have been fighting Sako, fighting everybody. Today, they call themselves Restoration Forces. Tomorrow, they call themselves A and B. All those things are for what? Today you see them when we do your Unity Warrior in Bui. Everybody now, they go and join themselves and uniting with themselves. How can you be uniting with yourself every day? You make new election of the same people every day. You think that people do not understand? They do. Leadership is not just for leadership positions. Creating institutions and appointing yourself will not change anything if you are not doing the job. Competence is not a matter of show. It's not a PR. It's tangible result on the ground that is tailor-made to produce the result that we all want. Independence. How many times have our soldiers in Meme gathered themselves to say that they have united with themselves? How many times have they come up to appoint the same person as a secretary general or as a spokesperson, making the same noise every day? When we gather to collaborate, it should be for collaboration, not to create space for political scavengers. When we want to unite, we should come together because we want to be together, not just simply because we want to show that we are together or we want to give the impression that we are together, but we should mean the things we do. And the things we do, we should measure them with the objective and the goals we are trying to accomplish. Imagine the big and landmark operation that Operation Sunrise was supposed to give to Ambazonia. And imagine those who have sabotaged it. Simply, maybe they never knew, but they should have trusted the Ambazonian Governing Council because it is an institution, it is not an individual. They can trust the institution from her track record that decisions made are made based on tangible and well-calculated moves that will benefit Ambazonia. Why would anybody say that the ADF declared lockdown without justification when the general himself has put out a video making justification? Why will anybody do that unless the person is a spoiler or the persons want to create chaos for whatever reason? Why would anybody who is responsible not approach the Ambazonian Governing Council on the announcement, which was accompanied by well-explained media materials? Why would anybody not initially engage with the Governing Council to find out what is going on? Soldiers were assembled from far and near. There was no way any serious Ambazonian activists wouldn't have picked it up. Some people, they go say, we'll not fulfill make announcement, we'll fulfill make announcement. Remember, we had calculated the Cameroon behavior. We have tested them on several occasions to find out how they react. We wanted the lockdown to give Cameroon the same reaction they used to react when they know that a lockdown is supported by the population. Usually, their main officers, they will retreat to upstation and they will abandon most of their posts. The only lockdown that their soldiers stay in Bamenda are usually lockdown declared by Sako and Chris Anu, which the Cameroon military would tactically enforce only in Bamenda. We know their behavior. That is why a popular and acceptable lockdown is required for this operation to have been a success. It would have made Cameroon military to abandon most of their posts, retreat into their barracks and their bunkers. That would have facilitated our forces' movement of large equipment, embedding themselves in strategic areas and systematically implementing a system of tactics that would have pushed the Cameroon remaining military to retreat back into upstation for us to be able to occupy and take over Bamenda. We could have done so for 4 days. Our population, for the first time in their history, would have seen our soldiers in the middle of their town mounting up roadblocks, enforcing a complete takeover for more than 24 hours, 4 days in counting. We could have put Ambazonia in the map. We could have provided the type of imageries that the CNN, the Al Jazeera would have made the white people and the stakeholders of the war who sit in their comfort in New York and in London sipping coffee to think about what is happening in Ambazonia, a conflict that is the most neglected in the war. We are not simply fighting amongst ourselves. This fight should not be a focus on ourselves, while our people keep on insisting and getting to us. Hey, this one have sabotaged this one. This one is saying that. We are more focused on what the enemy is doing and what the international community expect from us. La République du Cameroon, their colonial prime minister, is having an international press conference in Yaoundé with all diplomatic corps trying to rebrand and make a misrepresentation of what is going on. The colonial governor, Lele Afrique, have visited Libyalam. Our people and our organizations are focused on addressing this top and prioritized issue. But what our pollsters are picking up is Ambazonian asking Capo Daniel Lucas Asu to respond to some non-irrelevant people seeking to get our attention by going on air to insult us and trying to sabotage us. By Chris Anu making unfounded and untrue statement, lying constantly about the ADF. What should we do? Should we satisfy our people's curiosity by responding to these distractors that keeps distracting us from our main goal and the main primary enemy we have, which is La République? Or should we address La République du Cameroon adequately with our mind signed and focused against the real enemy? Our reaction will inform the international community, the observers, and the diplomatic corps whether we are really serious. Ambazonians, we don't need to be talking to ourselves or pleasing social media or playing the game of popularity and fame. We will have no second chance. We have to remain focused on the enemy. We call on all internal opposition, internal rivals and internal enemy to be patriotic in their opposition and give us a chance to free our people. Support tangible effort and inquire when you don't understand before you come criticizing. God bless you all. Capo Daniel, signing off.